Act 4 of this epic grand final play is about to begin, with the champion club in Queensland set to be crowned tonight under the lights of Suncorp Stadium. It took 22 rounds plus another fortnight of finals football to reach this stage, and now the Gold Coast Knights are ready to defend their title against the Moreton Bay team looking for their second grand final victory, having won the 2015 decider in epic fashion. The crowds have made their way into this marquee venue here in the Sunshine State. The sun was beaming down earlier, but we are here under the lights, and the hay is in the barn for both of these clubs after a busy week preparing for this fixture. And the sets of fans on either side of halfway are making themselves heard. It is Moreton Bay United against the Gold Coast Knights to be crowned champions of Queensland, coming up live on Football Queensland's TV. And during the week leading up to this fixture, the two teams, they were well represented at the media day, and they gave their final thoughts on what playing in the grand final on this, the epic stage, will be like. You can see the colours of the Gold Coast Knights. Ready, we are closing in on kickoff. And let's hear from the representatives from both the Knights and the Moreton Bay United at the media day before kickoff.
The side's success comes down to a number of things. Professionalism at the club, the support from the club, obviously that is the foundation for it. But I think within the team, it's the competitive kind of environment that we have. We have such a good squad, but the competitiveness to push one another, I think that's really what drives it and what gives us and has brought us the success. And then from the top down from Scott as well, he drives the competitiveness. He lives by that, whether it's training, games, whatever. Everyone needs to win and we want to win. So I think that's probably the main factor, and it's shown throughout the year. I think we're the better team, and I think we'll play that way on the day when the pressure's there. We've had boys, like you said, who have played in both of those finals, been able to get it done both times. We've also got some young boys, but I think they'll step up to the plate, and it's the games you play for all year. You look forward to this. They finished second, we finished first, so I think that's really good showing that we're both in the final. It'll make for a good game. Like you said, we've drawn with them twice this year. Everyone's looking forward to this game and being here all year, and it's something you strive for. So now it's here in front of us, we just have to go and take it.
Oh, it's pretty unbelievable, to be honest. When you look back at the start of the year, end of last season, I don't think anyone really thought that we would be in the grand final this year. We set out to be in top 4, and I think we one up ourselves, made top 2, and then made the grand final. So, as I said, yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. The togetherness that Cammy and the coaching staff and even the club, Benny Parkin and all the sponsors have brought in, it's something special we've got going at the club, and I'm excited for the end of the season and for next season as well. Personally, obviously, we're going to have a lot of family there and friends, and to do it as a Moreton Bay player as well. So I've did my juniors there, come back, and it's been a tough, I guess, 4 years, and now we're there, so it's going to be important.
It's the match every player has been aiming for all season long, and tonight, two teams will face off for the title. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queensland's marquee venue, Suncorp Stadium, for the 2023 NPL Grand Final, coming to you live on FQTV. I'm James Coughlin, here to bring you all the action over the next 90 or maybe 120 minutes, and I'm very pleased to be joined by Brisbane Roar's Corey Brown for this contest. Corey, welcome to the commentary box.
Thanks, James. Happy to be here. Really excited for this one. Looking forward to it.
And we've got the two best sides in Queensland. It is the grand final. You've played on plenty of big stages yourself. What are the nerves like as a player heading into a big game?
Yeah, look, the nerves will probably peak at this point now, walking out. But once they're out there, the game starts, whistle goes, all that will go, and the boys look ready, so it should be a good game.
We did get to see them in the warm-ups as well. Very sharp, a little bit nervous because this is a big stage, Suncorp Stadium. You've played here many a time, both as a Raw player and a couple of times as a visitor as well.
Yeah, no, I love Suncorp Stadium. I'm really excited that we'll be back here this season as well. And it's hosted a lot of great events. Just recently you said the Women's World Cup quarter-final against France. So, look, it's a great stadium and it's seen some great events and hopefully get another one.
For sure, the Matildas World Cup run created many fond memories for lots of football fans in Australia. We'll have a few more fond memories being created for some of these fans tonight as the grand final moves on. And we are now just awaiting the walkouts of the two teams. It is Gold Coast Knights and Moreton Bay United. The mascots are ready. We've got the red and white. We've got the yellow and black. And now out of the tunnel, led out by our match officials, the two teams competing to be crowned champions of NPL Queensland, Gold Coast Knights and Moreton Bay. And it was a rousing reception, and the teams make their way out onto the pitch. Let's run through the lineups as they take their place for the pre-game ceremonial handshakes and go through the numerous pre-game photos as well. There is one of the key players for tonight. Is Max Brown wearing the number 10 shirt, and here is the Gold Coast Knights lineup. Just the one change from their semi-final thrashing of Penn Power. Godfrey Debele moves to the bench, and in his place comes Ante Poliak. And all that staunch defence starts at the back with the captain, Austin Ludwig. What a season he has had, and what a player he's grown into, Corey.
Yeah, definitely. I know Aussie for a long time, and really good player, strong at the back. I remember we played him a couple of years ago in a Football Queensland select side, and he absolutely dominated that game. So, he's been great for the Knights all season.
Speaking of dominant, Max Brown, hat-trick last week. Could he be more confident coming into the game?
I don't think so. I just love Max Brown.
And for sure, and now, sorry, Corey, let's just quickly check out the Moreton Bay lineup. Jeremy Stewart was under an injury cloud, and he has been cleared to play as well. He will line up in the number 13 jersey. But speaking of influential defenders, you can't go past the captain, number 24, Declan Smith. He has been massive for them, both figuratively and physically. Yeah, definitely. They've built their whole team around their defence and their clean sheets a lot of the season, so he'll be massive for them today. For sure. The flags are out in force on both sides of halfway. Knights getting their pre-game photo, which I'm sure we'll be seeing on the Gold Coast Knights socials before too long. That is the 11 to take place from kickoff, and the captains now making their way out for the coin toss. And now, see, the final warm-up's taking place. Corey, as a player, is there anything that can be said in this moment that really changes things one way or another? Yeah, not really. Mostly you're ready at this point. There's not much to say. Everyone knows their jobs, and it's just about going out and doing them now. So. Sure, and it is an all-star officiating team. Our referee, Zijard Ahmedovich, assisted by Oleg Labuz and Cameron Fawcett. And the fourth official is Zach Keenan. And at this point, just a reminder, you wonder if anyone's going to go the Sir Alex Ferguson quote, just, lads, it's the grand final. I mean, look, there's not much to say, like I said. Everything's been said already, but yeah, this is a great moment for both teams. Play at Suncorp Stadium. They should just go out and enjoy it, really. It's all you can do at this point as well. It's been a long season, one that's been, thankfully, after the last few years, uninterrupted. We've been able to complete it pretty much as scheduled, and now it boils down to the next 90 or so minutes. Yeah, it should be in for a good game. There's a lot of talent on the field. We'll be going from left to right on your screen in their preferred yellow and black kit. Gold Coast Knights, red top, white shorts. Here we go. Queensland Grand Final Day. Act 4, we've had 3 pretty special matches so far, and it will be Joe Scott getting us underway. The noise is pretty palpable as well. There's nothing quiet when it comes to the Gold Coast Knights. Nah, exactly. Here we go, NPL 2023 Men's Grand Final, and it is Moreton Bay launching it long down the near sideline. And it is regathered by Austin Ludwig over for Dylan. That wide it goes for Shelford Deus. And one thing that does sort of jump out, Corey, in the early stages as well is they've got 4 guys, Gold Coast Knights, who are nominally central defenders, but they've adapted 2 of them to be pretty strong defensive midfielders in Aaron Reardon and Tyson Martin.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all 4 of them have a bit of A-League experience as well, so big, strong players, and ones you can't really leave out of your side, especially if you have them. And I think Aaron Reardon's been unreal in the 6th position this year, so I'm looking forward to watching him play.
A repurposed player, which has been the result of a pleasant headache for Scott McDonald, having to try and fit all those quality players in there. And you just look at the bench as well, plenty of options, but they're going to be under defensive pressure early as Anderson. It's a run forward, and it's going to be a Knights throw-in. There goes Josh Langdon, one of the mainstays of Gold Coast Knights with their NPL promotion in 2019. He is one of the few players that has been around him. Jaden Walker, Max Brown, those guys so key to the success of Gold Coast Knights. Getting a little tightly on that far side as we're watching, as Deus gets told, take the throw in there, please. I guess every footballer's right to try and steal a few extra metres on those throw-ins.
Guilty of that quite a lot.
It's only a foul if you get called for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Deus starting his 6th straight NPL Queensland Grand Final. Shelford Deus, he has been on the wrong end of the last 5, a mainstay at Olympic. And now he has made the move down the M1 to Carrara, and he'll be hoping to taste joy for the first time. I spoke to his former coach, Ben Carney, who had him at the Central Coast Mariners Academy, and he was full of praise for what Shelford Deus brings to the team.
No, definitely. He's been a mainstay this season in a grand final winning team, so it's not often you break into a team that's just won the grand final and play every game.
Marquez Walters unable to win the challenge against Ludwig, and that's launched down. Smith with those long legs able to launch it, but a heavy touch and a crunching challenge in midfield. Sees the ball break for Brown. He'll take the shot on from range, and it was always bending away, but Lugo coming across well to cover.
Don't mind that from Max Brown. He's obviously confident, like you said, from last week's hat-trick.
And he is capable of hitting those long-range strikes as well. Regular watchers of NPL Queensland knows just how dangerous he can be from pretty much anywhere in the park. As we see here, it was a almost fortuitous bounce off the touch and just a bit of space afforded to Brown off the left foot. And look, a committed challenge early in the grand final from Donnelly Fagan too.
Good to leave your mark early. Good crowd here.
Oh, this is amazing. I was down at the Knights Australia Cup tie against Western United, and you just see the passion that their supporters have for the clubs. It's no different up in Moreton Bay as well. And Knights, it's something special. And
yeah.
3rd grand final in 5 years. They love this time of year, don't they?
100%, 100%.
King to evade 2 challenges, but coming across well is Naoki Maeda, who is actually wearing kit number 12. It's been number 7 all season, so
Not sure about that.
oh, I guess he's not superstitious.
Yeah.
Now for the free kick. And look, whatever number Maeda is wearing, he has been very influential in the midfield. He was my player of the match in the Australia Cup round 7 tie against Gold Coast United. He was all over the field. He was playing left wing back, central mid, right wing back, and I'm sure a little bit of striker at one point too.
Yeah, nah, he definitely covers a lot of the ground.
Joe Scott, you feel like this is going to be a left-footed delivery. It's left by Chris Mars. Scott drills it towards the back post, and out well was Langdon to punch it away. Declan Smith waiting for the ball as Martin tries to play it up the sideline, retrieved by Moreton Bay. Back it goes for Lugo. He's just able to take a bit of time, reset the play, and his teammates an opportunity to reset. Smith, he's getting closed down, but he's able to get the ball away. Replay that free kick. It was a deep one, and right into that corridor of uncertainty. We'll call that the first commentary cliche of the night. Going for a dozen in the first half, just so you know, Corey.
I'm sure we'll get him.
I might need a bit of help as Walters is dragged down by Jaden Walker. By my numbers, this is his 129th NPL appearance for Gold Coast Knights.
Yeah, that's unreal.
And in true defenders style, 129 appearances and just 2 goals.
Yeah, look, we don't get on the score sheet too often, especially fullbacks.
But usually when you try for something spectacular, it's the ball into the box and it's claimed by Lugo with Polyak the target. It's tall for Polyak. He was a mid-season transfer from Penn Power last year and he's been a huge addition for Scott McDonald. His set-piece prowess could prove pivotal tonight. Back it goes for Dylan. These sides very confident can play football. Gold Coast Knights, well, they've already completed 2/3 of the treble. They won the premiership, finishing first on the ladder. 14 wins is calls for a penalty on Marquez Walters. And well, the assistant referees in the crowd in yellow and black feel like that should have been a penalty.
I don't think much was in that. It was good defending from Austin Ludwig.
It was just defender getting in position as well, but it's an early warning sign at the back.
Absolutely. Marquez Walters be dangerous all season.
NPL Golden Boot winner, the Shark, I'm told is his nickname. I'm just going off what I saw on his Instagram. So.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that celebration a couple times, so don't know what's all behind it.
I think that means he's a goal predator.
Ah, love it.
And having seen the way he's played this year, I can completely agree with
that.
We've got the replay there of the challenge, and yeah, not a whole lot in that by the looks of it, as Knights now breaking forward. Here's Brown on the edge of the 18-yard box, and that one just skipped up as he fired that one over Matt Lugo's goal.
Great build-up play to get in that position.
Chris Marr. I don't want to call him the wily veteran because he's only 31, but he has been around NPL for quite a while. He's at Lions, at Brisbane Strikers, and he's at Moreton Bay.
Yeah, and another grand final, so.
Lugo, he's got grand final experience as well. He was part of the Logan team that won promotion in 2020.
Yeah, it'll be hard to beat today.
And we've talked about the attacking prowess on both sides. We've got 2 of the premier shot stoppers in the competition as well. Lugo and Walker, both regular features on the saves of the month. As Walters commits the foul on Ludwig, but I don't think there was anything too malicious in that. I think Walters
I think he was going for the ball, yeah.
I think he'd gone into the ground. I think he'd gone to the ground before Ludwig had even made contact with the ball. It almost looked like he was trying to go for the block, actually.
Yeah.
But he definitely left a mark in on the Gold Coast Knights captain, who has stayed down, and it's just...
I think he'll be all right. There's a replay here. No, not too much in that. He's going for the ball a bit late, but typical strikers challenge.
Tick. Ludwig will be able to shake that one off. Defenders are a tough breed, I'm told.
Ah, yeah, they are.
He is one to pop up with a key goal at an important moment, Austin Ludwig, as well.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a threat on set pieces, so something that Moreton Bay will have to take care of.
And it does end with a handshake between Ludwig and Walters. Langdon restarts play with the goal kick. Header one. Actually had another late change for Moreton Bay as well. I see Matt Richardson there in number 4. He's come in place of Daniel Johnson.
Good ball.
Able to pick out Sam Knight, who was the villain and then the hero last week. And the own goal as Scott lines it up from range, and a great save made by Langdon. Still there on the follow-up for Moreton Bay. Maeda. for Naoki Maeda. That's what Joe Scott is capable of with that left foot.
Great strike, that.
In the 2020 FQPL Grand Final, Lugo was on the winning side. Joe Scott, he was on the defeated side as part of Southwest Queensland. Hit the post with 2 free kicks late in extra time that night. He's got a wand of a left foot. So he scored the winner
Last week.
He did.
Yeah. He's in again. Ooh. Still be it. It's looming up to be a key battle, that Walters-Ludwig battle. It's already a few run-ins already.
For sure, and it does look like that's who Scott McDonald's trusted to try and shut down the danger man for Moreton Bay. But I suppose the downside for Moreton Bay and the positive thing for Gold Coast Knights is you've got Oscar Dillon to take Joe Scott. So
Yep.
it's almost a bit of a lose-lose situation in terms of who you matched up with as a striker.
No, exactly. There's star players all over the place for Gold Coast Knights, and credit to Scott McDonald for building the team.
Knights just playing it around at the back. Now let's go down to our sideline reporter, Josh Masamisi. Josh, how is it down there? Can you hear us?
Thank you, James and Corey. The atmosphere is pulsating. The Gold Coast Knights supporters have turned up in their droves. Moreton Bay, very much the same. And I've got to say, the two managers, Cameron Miller and Scott McDonald, both feeding off the atmosphere. Cameron Miller standing at the top of his technical area, roaming around with plenty of instructions. And Scott McDonald has had his moments too. So it's very exciting. I'm loving the start from Marquez Walters and Joe Scott, along with Max Brown. Plenty to play out, boys. It's fantastic down here on the sideline.
Well, thank you very much, Josh, and just try to preserve your hearing as best as you can down there. I see you right next to the Gold Coast Knights fans. It's going to be a very loud spot for our sideline host as Knights look to go on the attack and almost teed up for Deus, making the run into the box. Just a heavy touch as came onto him a little bit quickly, and there are the Moreton Bay fans who have made their way down from the northern regions. Walters unable to bring that one under control. Back it goes for Walker and Ludwig. See how he's moving after that collision with Marquez Walters. Looks like he's shaking that off. It's more of a knock than anything. Walker searching for options. We find Reardon. Ludwig, Moreton Bay in 2 very organised blocks, as we saw last week and have seen on many occasions this season. They're actually almost going to a back 5 with Knight and Anderson dropping in to join the back 3 of the central defenders.
Yeah, I think this might be a theme of most of the night. Gold Coast had the ball for a lot of it, but obviously a big threat on the counter-attack, so they'll have to watch out.
And they are both very well-drilled sides. Cameron Miller, he's one of the surviving players from Moreton Bay's last grand final appearance. He was an unused sub back in 2017 when they lost to Western Pride on a goal from one of your former teammates, I believe, Dylan Wenzel-Halls.
Little Dylan.
With the free kick in the 90-something minute.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. He came into training and showed us all every week, pretty much. So. Took his shirt off and then went into the crowd, I believe.
To be fair, if I hit that free kick, I probably would have still been showing it to this day.
Yes, true.
It was nodded centrally by Max Brown.
No, but credit to both these coaches. They've done very well. Cameron Miller, rookie coach, and to make the grand final in his first season.
It is.
Is credit to him. Scott McDonald, obviously, coming off a grand final win last season and a lot of success already, so he's gone for the treble.
And that is the amazing thing for McDonald, is he's been able to raise the bar at Knights as well. He's saying, 1 trophy was great, let's go for 3, and that has been the theme for Knights this season. For Cameron Miller, he took over what was already a talented side from Royce Brownlee, and he's just added a little bit more to it as well, as a couple of players have wound up on the ground. No whistle, we're still playing on as it's devolving into collision central here, and there's a bit of exception taken to that last challenge. It was Deus, or was that
Tyson Martin, I think, on the ground.
It is Martin on the ground, and Deus, I think, trying to get a free kick taken quickly, but Mr. Ahmedovich, he said, let's play on. Martin getting back to his feet. I think I've done a few Knights games in the last few months, and Tyson Martin always seems to wind up on the ground at some point. Not afraid of a collision.
Not at all, and puts his body in the thick of things. The first little spark in the grand final. I'm sure there'll be plenty more.
For sure. And he's a big boy, Tyson Martin.
He is,
as well.
yes, definitely. This whole Gold Coast team seems quite large.
That's why I didn't want to stand next to any of them. That's why Josh is on the sideline doing the
exactly,
interviews. We've got quarter of an hour played, still waiting for the first breakthrough of the NPL Grand Final as Deus skips inside, watched very closely by Anderson. As Walker has shifted over to the left this season and allows him to slide in another crunching
committed
tackle.
challenge there.
Emran Donnelly-Fagan again. And I think I almost felt that one up here. And Donnelly-Fagan has gotten up limping from that challenge as King goes for a run, plays it for Polyak, watched closely by Maeda. Polyak looking for the give and go as Brown is dispossessed by Maeda and a couple of other Moreton Bay players. Scott with the back heel, not making the run as expected to Marquez Walters.
That's their chance on the counter-attack. They're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it quick.
For these guys as well, they've been playing together for a whole season now. You're almost, I don't want to say you've got that second nature of knowing where they're going to be, but you can make a pretty educated guess where the runs are going to be made after this long. As Scott goes through the middle, tries to tee up Walters on the cutback, but too much on
Quite
that
isolated there, with just the two of them. They need to get more numbers forward.
As Knights breaking forward through Tyson Martin. I think that was a bit of a Bronx cheer for Shelford Deus, right in front of the Moreton Bay fans. And also the bench, but I'm assuming that came from the fans. Brown taking it away from Maeda. Finds Martin. First up his options, goes out for Deus. He'll cut back. Outside of the foot, looking for in-man in the box and not completely cleared away. And Richardson, a very nervous clearance and last touch off the on-rushing Max Brown. Throw in now for Moreton Bay. Braddon in-man. Well, he's got oodles of experience, the 31-year-old. 6 NPL goals this season. And 27 appearances, 5 goals for the Brisbane Roar.
He's been a great pickup for Scotty. Great player. I love playing with Brad. So, yeah, he's going to be a key player in this grand final.
Outside flag has gone up against in-man as he was one of your teammates at the Roar very briefly.
Yeah, and then went over to India and obviously came back and he's spending his time here at Knights.
And playing over in India meant he can afford property on the Gold Coast.
Exactly right.
Donnelly-Fagan keeps it moving out to the left. Anderson making the along the touchline. He'll go to work on Deus, looking to cut inside. Scott dribbles along the edge of the box. Scott to the byline, looking for the cutback across and saved again by Langdon. I'm not sure if that was as close as Scott was hoping that to be, but it was dealt with by Knights at the back. As Josh Langdon comes up big.
Good little period here for Moreton Bay.
By this stage now, you'd expect the nerves to have settled. We're closing in on 20 minutes played.
Yeah, now it's time for the football to do its talking.
The replay of the run from Scott as Bray looked to break again. This time it's a cross in towards Walters. It's spilled there. Walters with the shot and just over the bar. Walters has gone to ground and it is a goal kick signalled by Mr. Ahmedovich. And
bit
Walters,
of miscommunication there, I think.
And a bit of a heavy touch potentially from Langdon, and Walters has wound up on the ground again. And well, he's a confident player, Marquez Walters. He's got to be thinking that was his chance.
Austin Ludwig must have got a shout there.
And he put his hands up straight away in apology there. Straight away an apology to his keeper as play continues. Ma. That's Maeda. Escapes the first challenge, can't get by the second of Donnelly Fagan. Anderson
Good challenge.
dispossessed by Reardon. Reardon will switch it over to this near side towards that commentary position, and Walker is the only one for, I almost want to say miles.
It's a big pitch, Suncorp.
It is, and going from some of the local grounds as well, and walking on it before, it did look to be in very great shape. And even now, with the fourth match of the day, credit to the ground staff for making sure that this pitch is in working order for 4 games today.
Yeah, 100%. And it'll take, obviously, first 20, they should be used to it now, but yeah, coming from those local pitches to Suncorp will take some adjustment.
And I do remember there have been some up and down pitches across the Azusa Youth A League as well.
Yep.
Walters dispossessed as he commits a foul on Reardon.
It's been dangerous early, Walters.
Looking busy. He's a young player as well, Marquez Walters, just 21. He's got NPL experience with the Raw and City, also some time down in NPL Victoria, or NPL South Queensland as some call it, with the number of Queenslanders down there. And the good news is as well, we've got NPL Queensland against NPL Victoria, the All-Star game coming up next Saturday as well. This deflected strike finds its way into the arms of Lugo. So the football continues after grand final day as well, and we did get word during the NPL women's final as well. Corey, your Brisbane Roar taking on Melbourne Knights.
Yeah, that'll be a great game. Obviously coached by Ben Khan, a former Olympic coach and grand final.
There was one point where we were going to call this the Ben Khan Invitational, because he did take Olympic to 5 straight grand finals. There's a cutback, finds Martin, 20 metres from goal, out it goes for Deus. And he is not a popular man with Moreton Bay, Sean, for Deus.
I'm not sure what's going on there.
He might have been that little dust up earlier. This is what you get with the grand final.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of passion. It's good to see.
As Mar looks for an option further forward, but it was only Marquez Walters pass through, so he's forced to chase it back. Scott looking for the fast feed as he's able to escape Deus and Martin, but Max Brown coming in for the challenge, and great work by Joe Scott to earn the free kick 5 metres inside the Knights' half. It took 3 Knights players to slow him down as got away from 1, got away from 2, and then just a little shirt tug from Tyson Martin.
Yeah, he's completely isolated there. He's done very well.
It's a
tough challenge that.
by Dylan and play on.
Wow.
Almost an ice hockey check, but a good hit at that. I'll give Oscar Dillon credit.
He's a solid lad, Oscar Dillon.
I'm going to need to find a few synonyms for uncompromising defender.
Yeah.
Stepping forward with Max King. Still play it through for Hickman, and just a bit too much on the pass, but to work those channels either side of Declan Smith. A lot of space through the middle with Moreton Bay's 3 central defenders keeping a very tight shape. Ball over the top, and that's just going to give Moreton Bay a territorial advantage.
Yes. That's what we call a 40-20 usually at this stadium.
Or for the other code, inside his own 22. And multi-use venue, Suncorp Stadium, so...
Yes. He's getting the booze again.
Yes, the Melbourne Knights for you guys next week. That's going to be
it's going to be a massive semi-final. Obviously, we saw their late drama on Thursday night against Heidelberg. Club deep in tradition down there. So, and obviously the Hoare derby, Mitch versus Henry. So, looking forward to that.
Speaking of good form, Henry, he's found a goal-scoring touch. He's come back to Knights making coming towards the box, crossing from Inman, and well, Brown went to ground, but I don't think there was anything even resembling a penalty there. Just
more hopeful than anything, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it'll be a really good game, I think, and yeah, Henry's been unbelievable this pre-season.
Great challenge by Declan Smith, and we should say as well, if you missed it last night, Brisbane Roar 4-2, I beg your pardon, over the Western Sydney Wanderers. I just gave you guys an extra goal there for a second.
We'll take it.
Well, it was a spectacular night at Perry Park. I almost lost my voice on that fourth goal.
Yeah, that was Henry's goal. The lads did brilliantly last night, and obviously Ross has us going really well and really fit so far. So everyone's looking really good, and we're enjoying it. So it's been good.
And as good a time as any to remind everyone that the A-League season, the men's and the women's, is less than a month away. The women kick off the weekend of October 14-15. And the men the weekend of October 21-22. I will be tuning in for a lot of those games. I cannot wait.
Neither can I.
just cannot get enough football, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you back in action this year, Corey.
No, I'm really chomping at the bit, really, to get back out. So,
well, even just watching tonight, I can see you just wanting to get back out on the pitch.
Absolutely, yeah. Being back at Suncorp, your little introduction gave me some goosebumps there. So, I'm really looking forward to getting back here, especially in front of the home crowd.
I'm glad it gave someone goosebumps as that goes through for Josh Langdon. Josh Langdon, he was with Gold Coast City in 2016-17, making the move to the Croatian Sports Centre, and he's closing in on 150 NPL appearances. Not bad for someone who's still in his mid-20s.
No, not at all. He's current goalkeeper of the year, I think, last season, and obviously won the grand final, so back-to-back grand finals, been at the club for a long time. Great servant, Josh.
He certainly is, and pulled off some spectacular saves over his Knights career, and that had a bit of feeling to it.
Yeah, it's getting a bit fiery, I think.
And this might be where Vijard Ahmetovic might have to have a little something to say. Just, guys, remember, it's still a long way to go. Not even half an hour into the 2023 NPL Grand Final.
As long as it doesn't go over the top, I don't mind a bit of that.
Well, you are a defender.
Yeah.
That was right in front of Josh, our sideline host. As long as he doesn't get involved in it either. Half an hour. It's James Coughlin and Corey Brown bringing you the action on FQTV 2023 NPL Men's Grand Final. The fourth of Grand Final day of Suncorp Stadium. Had some spectacular matches. It got started with Wynnum Wolves defeating Surfers Paradise Apollo in the Macca's FQPL 1 Men's Grand Final. Brisbane City 5-1 winners over Southwest Queensland Thunder in the Macca's FQPL Women's. And then the match just gone by. East's 1-0 over Gold Coast United. The first NPL Women's Grand Final winner, not named Lions FC, since the Gap in 2018.
Oh, really? I'm a junior Gap Gator.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And the first grand final not won by Rob Askew in a long time as shot comes on
Max
now
Brown.
And straight through. Max Brown strikes first for Gold Coast Knights. It just had to be Brown.
Unbelievable, Max Brown, the rich reign of form.
4 goals in the 2023 NPL finals, and Brown opens the scoring with a spectacular strike from the edge of the box through a sea of legs, getting by Matt Lugo. And the Knights fans are loving life right now.
They have been the more dominant side this first 30 minutes, so they have capitalised early. Maybe Moreton Bay might come out a bit more now.
Well, they're going to have to, and that is exactly what Scott McDonald and the Knights would have been hoping for. They strike first on the half-hour mark, just about. And Max Brown with his 13th NPL goal of 18th in all competitions. And just great work in the build-up by Polyak just to tee him up.
On his left, non-favoured, I think.
Does he really have a non-favoured?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Ambidextrous player as well. And Max Brown, with that goal, has created a little bit of history. He has become just the second player to score in multiple NPL Queensland Grand Finals.
There you go.
We're going to have a guess at the other one momentarily after this move from Moreton Bay results in Dylan getting the ball back.
Can you give me a club?
Lions.
Pengelly.
No, not Pengelly. I can see why he would have gone there. I can guarantee it's not the first, second, probably not even the fifth name that will come to mind. Nathan Reardon has scored he was the first player, now Max Brown is the second. As Max Brown, he scored in 2022, the opening goal in that one, as Knights beat Olympic 2-0. But Reardon, he scored the equaliser in 2018 against Olympic, and the only goal of the 2020 Grand Final against Olympic as well, in what was, I'm fairly certain, the final game of his Lions career.
Well, there you go. Bit of history there.
I remember Simon Hill's call of that goal in 2020 as well. That was big night.
Big night.
At Parc de Paris. Richardson in up to the halfway line. Max Brown just the sixth player to score 2 NPL Grand Final goals. Reardon is one. Chris Lucas, Tim Smits, Kieran Sanders and Alex Fechner. They all scored braces in their respective Grand Finals.
Yeah.
As the ball comes in, looking for Polyak, and the offside flag has gone up as Polyak had just strayed beyond Nick Bernardi.
Some great names of Queensland football there. Tim Smits.
Very briefly of the Brisbane Roar,
Yes.
Tim Smits.
Yes.
So it was Chris Lucas for Palm Beach, Tim Smits for Olympic, Kieran Sanders for Far North Queensland, and Fechner for Lions. He had a brace in the 2021 Grand Final.
Let me guess, against Olympic.
Well, you can't talk about the NPL Queensland Grand Final history without Olympic. He played in 7 all up. Walters to lead the charge for Moreton Bay to strike back and level things as we approach the halftime break.
What's going on here? Oh!
And Lugo
Wow.
long way off his
That's a
line. And
big
Inman
challenge
stays
there.
down. And a couple of things. It's the Knights player surrounds Zijad Ahmedovich, and it looks like it might have caught Inman on the nose. That's what he's holding from what we can see is Lugo.
He was out a long way.
He is a solid person, Matt Lugo. They came through it, but again, like we've said it before, I don't think there was anything overly malicious in that one, just making sure he got the ball.
No, exactly, but he had to get the ball, otherwise it was off here.
You see the replay.
Ooh.
And yeah, the ball got to Lugo, hit him in the midsection, and it was just momentum carried the two of them into the collision.
Ooh. I think he'd already given the free kick as well.
Because there was an incident in back play as well. We'll have an unintentional drinks break here as Braden Inman.
Looks fine.
Yep.
With a scratch, he'll be all right.
He's got a scratch.
But yeah, Matt Lugo's solid lad as well, so it was a bit of a collision. Cameron Miller getting a chance here just to relay a message.
And I suppose these moments as well, you never want to see a player going down with injury, but I suppose from a coaching perspective, anytime you can issue those sorts of instructions, we know Mikel Arteta in the Premier League is famous for those middle of the first half instructions when a player goes down.
Well, he's almost on the pitch when Arsenal plays and kicking the ball still, so...
I'm pretty sure he still could if he wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
If they're really short for a player.
If he wants to come to Brisbane, I'm sure we could use him in the midfield.
Do you have a visa spot still available?
I think so.
Theory I've heard about Arteta as well is he when they were playing in empty stadiums, he was able to benefit so much from that because he had no crowd noise to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting period, and rarely do you actually play a game, usually before that, where you could hear everyone and everything, so...
And down goes Scott in the box, appeals waved away for a penalty, and I'll tell you what, that looked awfully close as Moreton Bay denied a penalty.
We'll have to see that one again, but looked like there could have been some contact.
For sure, as we've got the replay in the bottom of the screen, as Scott able to evade Ludwig. He got his foot to the ball and foot on the calf, but now down the other end, cross towards the back post. Here's Polyak waiting for the bounce on the byline, able to have it taken off his foot and cleared away by Knight.
end to end.
Yeah, it's really,
Really opened up, yeah.
Well, drinks break really paid dividends, clearly.
Has been a hot day today.
It has, but thankfully now under the floodlights, it's cooling off. We were down pitch side before, and it was...
Yeah, it was a good temperature. It was actually perfect for football. Didn't want to be too cliche, but
Yeah.
perfect night for football.
It was. It's been a long day, and if you've been at Suncorp Stadium all day, kudos to you. Moreton Bay breaking down. Walters bringing it under control, and this goes back to the halfway line. We'll go down now to Josh Masamisi. Josh, how is it down there?
Yeah, it's exciting, and I just want to take us back to that moment involving Matt Lugo and Brad Inman. Brad Inman seems fine as he's moving freely on the pitch, but Ziad Ahmedovich did blow the whistle for a free kick prior to the collision between Lugo and Brad Inman, so potentially his hands were tied in the end, potentially the right decision made. But it was a moment full of conjecture. Scott McDonald was certainly asking the questions on the sideline. And of course, Max Brown popping up in another final. He scored in 4 consecutive finals before tonight. That's his 5th. What a way to get Gold Coast Knights started, just like the 2022 grand final. We're enjoying this one, boys.
Thank you, Josh, and he was able to give us that little bit of extra context as well. That's why we've got him between the benches.
Doesn't surprise me that Scott McDonald's complaining.
We'll make sure to clip that up and send it to him tomorrow morning. Knights with the throw-in right in front of the Moreton Bay bench, and is making his way over as the boos continue to rain down on the Knights fullback.
I think he'll be looking forward to get to the other side for the second half.
As King takes possession, out it goes for Jaden Walker. King hugging the touchline with space for the cross in, and only Bernardi in the vicinity of where that one landed. Sliding challenge by Damon Anderson. Played in 12 games prior to tonight. Damon Anderson in the NPL, 21 years old. Part of Cameron Miller's under-23s brigade. He's brought a few of those boys through to the senior team.
Yeah, a lot of young talent on display.
And a correction for the throw-in. The assistant has flagged for a Knights throw-in as Martin is adamant he should have the ball. And we'll come back now. It is, in fact, going to be a Knights throw. So Tyson Martin, I don't know if he necessarily won the argument, but Mr. Ahmedovich is just having a word with Chris Miles saying...
It's a free kick.
Oh, it's a free kick. This is why the change has been made, as Anderson is going to get marched back the requisite 10 metres, because that is not 10 metres at the moment.
Seven minutes till half time. It's important that Moreton Bay get in, not 2 goals down.
So the tall targets to aim for Martin at the near post as drilled in towards the centre. Dylan, looks like he won the battle for the header as he was competing with Bernardi, but the two defenders help each other up and get on with their days. So if nothing else, that will continue a streak for Moreton Bay, even though it's not a streak they'd be happy to be on the end of. They've gone through the whole season without playing a 0-0 draw.
Really? It's
no shortage of goals.
Exactly. Guaranteed entertainment.
Exactly. And Gold Coast Knights, they played in 1 0-0 draw all season. That was against Penn Power, just after their Australia Cup tie from memory.
Possibly a few changes.
Donnelly Fagan will go.
Knees in the back there.
Yeah, that's going to draw a reaction as it's kicking off now. Dylan did not like that from Donnelly Fagan, and
a little bit cheeky there.
Got out of there as quickly as he could, Emran Donnelly Fagan. I think he's entitled to get a little bit frustrated with that one, Oscar Dillon.
I think so.
Bernardi beg pardon, Donnelly Fagan, he hasn't been shy of a challenge throughout the first half.
Challenges have been coming in thick and fast now.
Sure, as both sides looking to take control of the game, both physically and in terms of tempo, but right now it is Gold Coast Knights, 1 goal to the good. And this is threatening to get a little bit heated and not do anything silly and get sent off. Goes now for Lugo. Moves that up, and Walters and Knight just getting their signals mixed up a little bit. That's happened a few times both ways tonight as King now has space to work in behind Knight as Jets defender comes back. Slows him down as Walker picks up the ball as goes through. Brown picking it up again, and well in cover is Declan Smith. He'll win it back, and Ma will just launch it clear, but he can only find Tyson Martin. And Martin saw his name go up. Saw his name go up in lights before even getting a chance to strike the ball as Walters gets pulled back by Dylan. Down he goes, and Deus left one on there, and almost felt like a bit of a square up from Shelford Deus, continuing to endear himself to the Jet supporters.
Yeah, probably shouldn't show his face in Moreton Bay after this.
Well, given the way football can be sometimes, I do wonder if he may be signing for
Who knows?
Shows how much this game means to every player on the pitch tonight. Leaving it all out. We've got a long off-season to come. Well, the off-season might not start for another week for a few of these players. NPL All-Star game.
Yeah, that'd be a good game.
Tough weekend to get a trip down to Melbourne as well, as we've got another foul in the way of Gold Coast Knights. As there's going to be any further sanction yet, and still no bookings as well, which
he's let it play and let some of these challenges go, which is good to see, but obviously if it gets a bit too far, might have to start brandishing some.
But I suppose that is all you can ask for as a player. Just the standard is set, and that continues throughout the game. You just want consistency as Polyak to deliver a free kick. It's a low ball, finding him out at the edge of the box. Blocked by Maeda. Ludwig, and it'll bring it under control. Snap shot. Down well by Lugo. As Maeda is slow to get up on the edge of the 18-yard box, but he continues as nervous faces in the crowd wearing Moreton Bay gear on the turn. It's Ma. That was blocked by Brown. Back for Moreton Bay. Maeda. Goes for Lugo. Declan Smith.
Well played out here.
Able to put it away as Polyak tracking back. Beautiful ball by Ma. Able to find Scott, but Martin just too quick, too strong. Wins the ball back for Knights. Asking a bit too much of Aaron Reardon. A minute of normal time remaining. Maeda sends it over for Bernardi. For Knight. Ludwig commanding header, but goes for Richardson. King. Polyak just waiting to make his run. He's got space if he wants it. Instead, King will go back for Walker and give Knights a chance to reset. Deus, an option for the switch. First it'll go to Dylan. There it goes for Deus.
Really ramped up now.
I'm sure he's embracing it at this point, Shelford Deus.
In terms of next weekend in Melbourne, we could actually be there. That could be our FFA Cup game, semi-final against Knights. So
there you go.
Might be a massive, yeah.
Might have to get along to Amy Park on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Deus. Well, it's pretty easy to tell when Shelford Deus has the ball at the moment as he tries to put the cross in. It's deflected. Oh, it was actually a scuff behind for a goal kick. as we've got 2 minutes of stoppage time to be played. We're already 12 seconds into it in the 2023 NPL Men's Grand Final.
It's been a very entertaining first half, flown by.
It has. I thought we would have only been about 20 minutes in, but here we go as Lugo bit of back and forth. Maeda brings it to ground. There goes for Anderson. Scott back for Maeda and look to switch it over to the Jets right. Not a whole lot of movement in front of Mar, so he's going to just have to play it short. Richardson. A whole lot of movement from the Moreton Bay players as well. Looks like they might be running out of steam potentially, as Walls has made the run through the middle for Mar, but instead he'll look to play it to his left. Goes for Anderson. Anderson out of the fashion a bit of space, and he can only drill that one off Shelford Deas.
I was just thinking that they'll be looking for half-time, but now's a big opportunity just before half-time for them to whip one into the box. Gold Coast Knights have to be strong. This is the worst time.
See the nerves etched on the face of Scott McDonald as well. He's ridden every kick of this game. Delivery coming from Chris Marr. His curling ball towards the back post, just punched away by Langdon. Declan Smith was the target, and that is kept in by King. Just hold the ball over the whole of the line. Probably a good time to reference that.
Especially after the Man United game last night.
And that will be the end of a pulsating first half in the grand final. Gold Coast Knights 1-0 up thanks to Max Brown's 29th minute strike. It has been a fiery first half. Plenty of committed challenges both ways as Zoltan Ahmedovich just has a quick word to Sam Knight as they're making their way to the sideline. As I can see some words being exchanged between the players. It's just a few coaching points.
Yeah, Gold Coast Knights have been on top for most of that first half, and obviously the game breaker in Max Brown. It was a great finish, great chance, and that's really the difference here.
It certainly was. Max Brown scoring in his second NPL Queensland Grand Final, and we are now going to go down to Josh Masamisi with the goal scorer Max Brown, if he is ready to go, which they're just getting ready as players will make their way into the tunnel, and now they're good to go. Max Brown with Josh Masamisi.
Thank you, James and Corey. Max, that first 45 minutes absolutely flying by. A goal, the difference. Your goal, the difference. Is that everything you expected this grand final to be?
Oh, look, it's a tough one. You know, both sides are posing some threat, and yeah, look, we're going to have to come out strong in that second half. So,
what do you think Scott's message will be at half-time?
I'll just keep pushing. I think we're doing the right things. We're getting in areas, and we got an end product at the end of the day, so we've just got to keep going.
Thanks, good luck in the second half. Back to you, James and Corey.
Thank you, Josh. Big game Brown, the goal scorer.
I've got a nephew named Max Brown, 2 years old, so if you're listening to this, go to bed, Max.
Unless he's watching it on delay, of course. Just a reminder, you can catch all the action from the season on demand on FQTV. A fascinating first half for Moreton Bay. They have caused some trouble for Josh Langdon as well.
Yeah, definitely early on Marquez Walters is very dangerous, and Scott as well, so they do have a couple of game breakers up top, and something that Gold Coast will have to be wary of going into the second half when they start inevitably pushing for that equaliser.
For sure, there is plenty of attacking talent on the pitch for Moreton Bay and some on the bench to call on. We are going to be back with the halftime wrap after these messages. You're watching the 2023 NPL Queensland Grand Final on FQTV.
The thing about us Australians, everyone's a coffee critic. You give us a lackluster latte, we'll turn it into a down-the-sink cappuccino. That's why for our 30th birthday, we're celebrating 30 years of early risers, sideline cheers, road trip pick-me-ups, and long sips squeezed into short breaks. Because at McCafe, we're committed to making a smooth, rich blend of coffee, not just fit for anyone, but coffee fit for an Aussie.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Well, it is half-time at Suncorp Stadium in the NPL 2023 Grand Final. James Coughlin here bringing the half-time highlights. It has been a pulsating first half with Gold Coast Knights 1 goal up over Moreton Bay United. Let's check out those first half highlights. It was Joe Scott testing Josh Langdon from range with this rocket shot that Langdon could only palm away. Balls over the top, testing both defenders, but it was the work of Ante Polyak to set up Max Brown for the game's opening goal. A left-footed strike getting by Matt Lugo. Max Brown becoming the second player to score in 2 NPL Queensland Grand Finals. First player to score in back-to-back NPL Queensland Grand Finals as well. Max Brown, huge for the Knights, and there's another snapshot that Lugo got down well to deny. It was a chance off the corner as Josh Langdon had to punch that one away before Declan Smith could get a forward to it. Both sides have been pushing. There have been some strong challenges both ways. Plenty of feeling in this one as well as we check half-time stats. Moreton Bay, surprisingly, 52% of possession. Gold Coast Knights dominating the attempts with 8. Only 2 shots on target. Corner for the Jets. Fairly even in dangerous attacks, and despite the number of heavy challenges, it is in fact no bookings either way. It's been an enthralling first half. We've got another 45 minutes to go. Cannot wait to see what that has in store for us. You wonder now what the coaches are saying to the players in the sheds of Suncorp Stadium. The fans have contributed to the atmosphere as well. They have brought the noise. It has been a pulsating atmosphere. Plenty of red and white for the Knights. Plenty of yellow and black for the Moreton Bay United Jets. As the halftime entertainment continues here at Suncorp Stadium, we've got a crossbar challenge taking place at one end of the stadium. So we're waiting for someone to strike the crossbar. We've had one ball in the back of the net in the game proper. Quick run through of the scores from the day so far. This is the 4th game here at Suncorp Stadium. Our first kickoff, 11 a.m. in the Macca's FQPL men. It's Wynnum Wolves 1-0 over Surfers with one of the best goals you will see all season long and one of the best saves you'll see all season. In the Macca's FQPL women, Brisbane City 5-1 over Southwest Queensland. And then in the NPL Women's East, 1-0 over Gold Coast United. Let's go down to our man on the sideline, Josh Masamisi, and he's got a special guest. Hey, it's Corey Brown.
Yes, James, I am lucky to be joined by Corey Brown. Corey, you're up in the gantry tonight. What have you made of that first 45 minutes?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It was a really good, entertaining game, and up in the commentary boxes, James, it's been fun. So, yeah.
It's been a fantastic weekend of football in Brisbane. Of course, Australia Cup fixture last night in the quarter-final. You boys getting through to the semi-final to face Melbourne Knights. Talk us through Perry Park last night and how it was rocking, and of course the upcoming fixture.
Yeah, no, it was a great night, and obviously the boys got the job done, and it was great to see a packed Perry Park and the crowd come back out. So, really looking forward to not only the semi-final but the season moving forward.
Suncorp Stadium playing host tonight. You're usually on the turf, not on the other side of the field of the fence, and of course a great turnout tonight. What's been your favourite memory of playing here at Suncorp Stadium?
I have so many great memories of Suncorp, and I'm really looking forward to getting back here this season. But obviously those years we were winning it back in 2012, 13, 14. Obviously Suncorp is the home of football in Brisbane, and yeah, it's a great day. Credit to Football Queensland. It's been a great day today, and I think it's been a really, good watch.
It was also the host against France and the Matildas in that quarter-final game. What has that FIFA Women's World Cup done for football in Australia?
I think it's shown just how much of a world game football really is. Hopefully it's brought a few more eyeballs to our games as well. And look, nothing but positive things to say. And obviously that quarter-final here against France will go down in the memories of a lot of people. It was an unbelievable night.
New management, Ross Aloisi at the helm, of course, new management in the administration side of things. You're currently in pre-season. The season coming up very shortly. End of October is your first game. What can we expect as Brisbane Roar fans?
The club's been amazing. Obviously Zach and Kaz have come in and are doing a fantastic job and really getting back in with the community, and Ross is doing an amazing job as well. So look, we're hoping to be an entertaining team this year, and hopefully the crowds come back to watch us, and hopefully we can give them something to cheer about.
Thank you very much, Corey. Good luck with the hamstring. Good luck in the second half, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Back to you, James.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. And that was Corey Brown. He's now going to make the mad dash back up to the commentary box here at Suncorp Stadium, and enjoying the catering here is dinner time in Brisbane, and we've got action coming your way in the second 45 minutes. All right, we are going to step away for a few minutes, and we'll be back with the final 45 minutes of the NPL Queensland 2023 season right after these messages.
Extraordinary!
Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium for the 2023 NPL Men's Grand Final. Max Brown the difference at the moment. Gold Coast Knights chasing the treble. Moreton Bay's last Grand Final appearance was in 2017. They lost to Western Pride on that occasion. What do they have in store for us? Third in pressing intensity in the NPL in 2023. They're going to have to turn that up if they want to overcome this Gold Coast Knights outfit. It's all to play for here at Suncorp Stadium. It's over to you, James and Corey.
Well, thank you very much, Josh. Here we go. It is the second half of the grand final. Will the Knights hold on to complete their treble, or will Moreton Bay have their first NPL trophy in almost a decade? We've got 45 minutes to find out. We are underway. Knights in their red and white, kicking from left to right on your screen. James Coughlin and Corey Brown bringing all the action. We've got Josh Masamisi on the sideline, as you just saw. Corey, what to from here?
Massive 45 minutes coming up. It's going to be very entertaining. Gold Coast Knights dominated most of that first half, and I think that trend will continue, but at some point Moreton Bay will have to come out and make take a few risks, so should be very intriguing 45.
It certainly will, and Moreton Bay, they can score goals, but they're not the highest scoring team overall in the league this year. They're equal highest scoring team, but they haven't really blown many teams out. Only had one big win over Olympic, 5-0.
Those front two in Joe Scott and Marquez Walters are the keys to that. So they've been pretty quiet after that, besides that first 15 minutes, so they'll have to come into the game again. And
we spoke about him before kickoff as well, but in terms of impact subs, you can't go past Jordy Farina on the bench.
Not at all. Jordan Farina has been a great servant for a lot of clubs in the NPL, and he'll be obviously used in the second half, so we'll see when.
And in terms of grand final pedigree, it doesn't get much bigger than 2015. The free kick to win it for Moreton Bay United, that only NPL grand final victory.
Exactly, so maybe he can come on and do it again.
I'm sure that thought has crossed his mind at least once this week. It has been brought up from time to time. Richardson has come forward. So, a bit more grand final trivia for you, Corey. We've only had two NPL Queensland grand final clean sheets. It was Lions in 2020 and Gold Coast Knights in 2022. So history suggests we've got a few more goals to come in this one.
No, definitely. I think, like I said, there'll come a point where Moreton Bay have to start opening up, and that'll obviously create chances for Knights on the counter. But we'll see. Hopefully, a few more goals to come.
This is the last game of the year for these two clubs. This is where they've been trying to get to since pre-season training started back in November. They're working hard, and you have to remember, for a lot of these guys, this is just a part-time gig for them as well. The NPL semi-pro and juggling multiple responsibilities as Brown plays it forward for Inman. He's found a little bit of space. Braden Inman with an overlap on the edge there, and Lugo with a huge save. And I'm not sure how much he knew about that, but he just had to make himself big.
Unbelievable reaction save there from Lugo.
And that was
really good work from Gold Coast Knights to open them up.
And that was from a very tight angle, but that does give Knights their first corner of the match. 3 minutes into the second half as the break was on, and
Max Brett hard a bit. Smart ball here from Inman.
Able to pick out Max King as Inman is over now for the outswinging corner delivery. As that's straight across, and Lugo kind of fluffed at that one, but it's enough to get the ball through and behind for a goal kick.
Not exactly what Brad wanted, I don't think, but almost worked out.
Not entirely sure there was a teammate waiting at the back post for him there either. Goal kick taken quickly and short as Bale break down the far sideline where all the spectators are situated tonight at Suncorp Stadium.
Shelford Davis is happy to get away from him.
He was the object of the affection of the Moreton Bay fans as the boos have followed him to the second half. Well, it's a little bit harder to pick him out on the other side of the pitch, as he is now on the near side for our camera position. Walters the target for that one, watched very closely by Ludwig, and the experienced defender able to pick the pocket of the young striker. Brown driving forward, and he's afforded space. Polyak making a run down the outside. Polyak, can he find the delivery into the box? Cleared away by Smith.
Max Brown's starting to find a lot of space in that pocket there.
He is. They've made a bit of a tactical tweak that's freed him up and could be paying dividends for Gold Coast Knights, but right now they are on the defensive as Walker slides in to get the ball away from Marquez Walters. Deus gets it away, and had to double check that was Deus because there was no Bronx cheer for him. Back it goes for Ludwig, and a bit of a slower pace to start the second half after what was a frenetic finish for the opening 45 minutes. So I'm just happy to find a little bit of a rhythm and settle into the second half as Polyak. He's been restored to the starting lineup tonight. He's come off the bench in the last few games since Knights started their Australia Cup national stage move, but he's getting the option from the outset. Godfrey Develay drops to the bench, and boy, having those legs to run at tired defenders, the 2022 NPL Young Player of the Year, Godfrey Develay, it's a huge sub to be able to bring on.
Nothing worse when you see a fast winger come on in the 70th minute, so I'm sure he'll be coming on very soon in the second half.
And throughout your career, I'm sure you would have faced plenty of those wingers. Just one stand out in mind who would come on and you just go, oh, please, no.
There's plenty. But
you're paying them a compliment here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't like to give the wingers too much compliments that I play against, but there's been a lot of great players who I've come up against.
I honestly thought you were going to say one of the wingers at the Roar in training, like Nicola or Jez Lofthouse.
Nicola, yeah, I mean, he's always a handful. Had a great game last night.
He did, and down goes Knight, but no fouls. The ball was gone. Brown on the turn, and a crunching challenge. Declan Smith getting it away from Brown, and the tall defender wound up.
Whoa!
And that is a hard challenge, and it's boiling over here at Suncorp Stadium. Chris Marr going in with the studs up on Max Brown, and we've got a melee in front of the Moreton Bay bench. It's all just push and shove, but
that was a naughty challenge.
Bit of jersey grabbing as well. Marquez Walters getting involved as well, and it's continuing to kick off as well as the players are very quickly separating as well. And Austin Ludwig is not too pleased as well. He's getting those Moreton Bay players out as Chris Marr has wound up on the ground. But
his challenge sparked it all. I'm not sure exactly what happened after that. It's on the other side from us.
As we'll see, Marr lunging in with a scissoring challenge. He has got a case to answer, Chris Marr.
He'll be lucky not to be sent off here.
For sure, and that could be the first booking of the grand final.
Does look like it's only yellow.
Chris Marr, he's known for getting a little bit fiery from time to time. The discussion's now taking place, and he gets just a yellow card. And more.
Oscar Dillon.
So Oscar Dillon is going to get a penalty too. He is getting a yellow card, and that looks like that will be it for the discipline. So Oscar Dillon.
See it again. That is a bad challenge.
He is very, very lucky, Chris Marr. And again, Max Brown just taking exception to that. We saw one earlier in the first half where it was Dillon that took didn't take too well to getting the challenge from Donnelly Fagan. Chris Marr was just only really getting
late.
involved.
He was off the ground. I mean, he's very lucky to stay on the field, I think.
Well, we've seen those challenges be red cards in the past as well, but that is a standard that has been set throughout the first half as well. It has been a fairly lenient bit of officiating from Zijard Ahmedovich, and that is how we're going to be playing on. Still 11 aside after that flashpoint, and play will resume.
Might just fire up Moreton Bay here.
Sure, and Rather school teacher by day. Gets it one way for Maeda. On that back pass from Ma. As well for Moreton Bay. We haven't seen Jeremy Stewart. He did dislocate his shoulder last week, but I had Cameron Miller tell me this morning he was good to go. So I was told he would be starting tonight. Only when the players came out, I was surprised that he didn't actually take to the field. So some late changes, a little bit of mind games potentially from Moreton Bay, but I can see a couple of subs being made ready on their bench.
Yeah, a couple of early subs in the second half. They need to do something to change the game here.
There's a sliding challenge. That's Scott on the ground as well. Looks like we are going to see Godfrey Debele come on for Gold Coast Knights as well. And that change will not be coming just yet.
Suspect for Polyak.
You'd have to think as well, because he's been used to coming on as a super sub. You wonder how many minutes he's got in the legs, but as this game goes on, you'd love to have his set-piece prowess.
Correct.
There's Brown driving forward as come back for the free kick.
Didn't see much there.
I'm trying to work out what that one was for as Brown asks Rumisa. And it will be Polyak withdrawn. Dante Polyak has gotten through 56 and a bit minutes of work. It is the 2022 NPL Queensland Young Player of the Year. He's made the move from Eastern Suburbs, and he is lightning quick. Godfrey Debele.
Especially in the second half when this game's going to start opening up. Moreton Bay will start pushing forward, looking for that equaliser. Handy to come off the bench.
It certainly is, and he has plenty of goals to his name as well. Godfrey Debele, 9 in all competitions this year, 6 in the NPL Queensland. A regular feature for Scott McDonald as Walters trying to get onto the ball, and as Walters, he's cut a bit of a frustrated figure tonight.
He's looking quite isolated up there. They need to get a few more numbers around him.
They certainly do, and that could be the change we're seeing from Cameron Miller. We're just waiting for the throw-in to take place as Walker gets sent back a few metres. Is that one clear? And that was another ugly challenge, and that is going to be a yellow card for Emran Donnelly Fagan, and he's been walking that tightrope for quite a while. And he picks up a booking.
Let's hope he doesn't boil over here. It's been a good, entertaining match so far.
The third player into Zijad Ahmedovic's notebook. Knights double their advantage. The target of that pass, but Declan Smith.
Scott McDonald, ball boy.
is committed.
Little shirt tug.
And McDonald is getting very animated on the bench as well.
He's let a lot of that go all night. So.
Now might be the time to start clamping down on it, because the frustration is just going to continue to build. Goes lofted free kick towards Ludwig at the back post, and Lugo takes that well. Did he land awkwardly there, Matt Lugo? He's hobbling away from that one. That might be just noted by Gold Coast because they want to test him out early if they get the ball back. Got the replay. A free kick from and Lugo just landed. Aaron Walters chasing that down as Langdon off his line, clears it into the advertising board on the side.
Looks like a bit of a long throw here.
Time to wind up. Smith might be the tallest man on the pitch. The obvious target. It's over the top of Smith and looking for Bernardi Richardson. Cleared away by the Knights.
That was a big throw.
It was. The lap-esque.
Not quite as flat.
Those things were laser guided. There's always a theory he missed his calling playing hooker for a rugby team, but I suppose with that build he couldn't have packed down in the front row.
No, exactly.
But it is a weapon. We actually saw in the Macca's FPPL men's grand final, the goal came off a long throw, flicked on for a volley at the back post.
No, especially in grand finals, set pieces are thoroughly important.
Walters escapes Ludwig and I think he was clipped, but the ball was gone. Allowed to play on by the referee as Debele goes down as Bernardi. It's a foul just inside the Knights' half. Chris Marr asking what's going on. I think he is the appointed negotiator at midfield and 30 minutes away from giving that trophy to someone. I'm not going to say who just yet. Don't want to jinx either side. Right now, if the score holds, that will be heading back to Carrara as the free kick is taken short and Knights move it out to the left. Martin for Deus. Might have those Moreton Bay changes coming up as well, but his face in the box, in man, just over.
He's upset with himself there. It was a great chance.
All right, Josh, while we've got these subs coming on, it's been getting a little bit heated on the sideline. Can you tell us how the benches are reacting at the moment?
Yeah, it certainly has. Cameron Miller, rightly so, was asking the referee a few questions just to ensure Chris Marr wasn't sent from the pitch. And Jordan Farina joined in. He was up off the bench, very animated in the technical area as well. Mind you, while it was going on between Marr and Brown, Austin Ludwig and Marquez Walters had a moment of their own. I heard Corey mention in the first half how the battle is shaping up nicely. Well, they came to blows in that little period there. The attacker and defender trying to get on top of one another. It certainly, since that moment, has gone up a couple of levels here. The crowd have found a voice. The referee's doing a sound job trying to keep on top of everything. Zach Keenan has a very busy job. But right now, it's Gold Coast Knights with the most important start, 1-0 up.
Well, I was joking about it in the first game today, Corey. To be the fourth official, you almost need a degree in mediation.
Absolutely. Nah, both coaches.
Great ball through, finding Debele in the box, taking him to the byline. He's got to look for the cross to the back post. And a well-timed header from Reece Gwynn-Jones, who is one of the substitutes who has made his way on.
Yeah, it's a tough job, fourth official. You don't get much love.
Chris Marr withdrawn as well. It was Jeremy Stewart. He was named to start, so it was a late change for Moreton Bay.
2-on-2 here.
As Walters, he's now got that support act for the dynamic duo up top as he'll go to work on Oscar Dillon, cutting back on his right foot, looking for the delivery for Stewart. And just a bit too much bend on that one.
Better for Moreton Bay though.
Well, Jeremy Stewart, he went on a hot streak in the middle of the season, scoring 5 goals in 5 games between rounds 11 and 15. And how much would Cameron Miller love for his striker to discover his scoring touch once again?
Well, I'm sure that's what the instructions were when he came on. Go score me a goal. So We'll see how that goes.
Always nice when it's a simple instruction like that. Are you there? Score.
Yes.
Knights in possession as look to grind this game out. Over it goes. Walker playing that slide rule ball through for Brown, looking for the cutback to the penalty spot. Maeda, well, it was a back pass. It wasn't intended to be a back pass, which is why that's still play on, but entirely sure Maeda was that confident that he got it away. Anderson skipping through a couple of almost challenges, switching it over to the far side. Moreton Bay to create more opportunities. It's allowed Scott to drop a little bit deeper. Gwyn Jones drives to the byline, can't find the space for the cross off Walker, who instead plays it off the Gold Coast Knights fullback for another Jets corner.
It's a good little period here for Moreton Bay. A very positive substitution, and looks like they're coming out ready to go.
Moreton Bay subs watching on from behind the goal. In comes this delivery towards the spot. Smith got the head to it. Off a Knights player. Did that one stay? And it did not. And it is going to be a corner. So despite Langdon's efforts, it is going to be a Moreton Bay corner from the near side from our camera position.
This could be their best chance here, a set piece.
Donnelly Fagan to take. Launch that one in, headed up, still not cleared, it's still alive. Good fall now, Marquez Walters tries to square it, still alive. Acrobatic attempt from Gwyn Jones, and it just goes wide. And that was probably the best chance of the game for Moreton Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, set piece is going to be very important for them now. They've got a lot of big boys at the back, and probably not what you want to see from your centre half scissor kick. So
I think it's just showing you can do it. Deus just escaping the challenge and was a bit more optimistic trying to get the free kick. Anderson to take the throw in. We've got 67 minutes played in the 2023 NPL Queensland Grand Final. It's James Coughlin and Corey Brown bringing you the action on FQTV. Josh Masamisi down on the sideline as we wrap up what has been an epic Grand Final day here at Suncorp Stadium. Very pleased to have your company. And if you've been with us since 11 a.m, you have my respect. It has been a long day, a great day here at the marquee venue in southeast Queensland. I would say one of the best rectangular stadiums going around.
I would say that, definitely. Credit to Football Queensland. It's been a great day today, and it's good to see all 4 grand finals in the same place. Had seen some great games already.
And we've got another one unfolding right before our eyes. We have more late drama. Moreton Bay pushing for an equaliser. Stewart battling for possession, losing out. And on the turn, trying to chase it down. Just gets to it. Able to tee up Debele, but Gwyn Jones storming back. But just enough on that ball to get it to Inman, who's able to chase it down. Squared up for Debele on the edge of the 18-yard box. Knights maintaining possession. Back for Martin. Go through there. And here is Brown again.
Great block in the end.
It was, and it was deflected over the bar, and you don't want to give Max Brown space. They made that mistake once, and they don't want to do it again. Jaden Walker is now down about 10 metres inside the Moreton Bay half as we go to the replay, and you can see Gwyn Jones, he was on his toes, realised who was about to get the ball, made sure that he blocked that off.
Yeah, you see it's starting to open up a little bit at the back there for Moreton Bay. They've obviously got to push for it. Jaden Walker looked like a bit of cramp, should be right.
And at this stage of the game, grand final, how much are the guys just running on adrenaline right now?
Yeah, definitely.
To take the corner, outswing delivery. It's looking for Dylan at the back post. He'll nod that one up. Brown hooks it back in. Maeda brings it under control. Ludwig fashion space, able to slide it through. Martin takes a touch, and second touch, looking for the clip to the back post. It's a hanging ball, and Dylan doesn't contest the header, allows it to bounce. That lets him bring it under control. Dylan puts that one up looking for Martin at the back post. He came in with a head of steam. Header won by Richardson, and Brown going through the back of Donnelly Fagan, allowed to play on. And that is going to be a free kick, I believe, on Tyson Martin, going through the back of Matt Richardson, as Emran Donnelly Fagan now makes his case to Zijard Ahmedovic, who has had a tough job officiating this game.
Looks like another couple of subs for Moreton Bay. Attacking, I would assume. Jordan Farina, I can see on the sideline.
Oh, what a handy sub to have. We've already mentioned his free kick to win the 2015 Grand Final.
Has Grand Final experience with Lions as well, so.
He does. Gave a memorable post-game interview in 2021 as Debele tries to get by. He was just tripped up by Smith, kept his feet. Godfrey Debele takes a shot on and rockets that into the side netting. Lugo had taken a step just to his right.
I mean, he had so much time, so much space in the box. Had a couple of players running in. Take a few more touches. He's done well to get there, though. Beats a challenge.
He did, and that is going to be Jordi Farina coming on. A famous name in Queensland football. And does he add another chapter to his story in the local game? We've also got Sakashita Mitsuru coming on, as he missed out last week. Another late addition to the team sheet. The Japanese duo at Moreton Bay, as that one came off the arm of Dave.
Did, yeah.
Played forward.
Oh, good touch.
And that was a cynical
foul.
challenge, yeah. Well, we're on the same page there as Reece Gwynn Jones just disrupted that attack. Deus just got through a mountain of work, Shelford Deus. He might not get many headlines, Shelford Deus, but he's one of those guys you need in the team.
I think fullbacks don't get enough headlines as is.
Your words, not mine.
Shelford Days, he's had a great game tonight, and obviously been a great servant all season. Only missed one game, I'm led to believe, in all competitions.
That's it. He's been an ever-present for Scott McDonald. Now Moreton Bay, they've got 20-odd minutes to find an equaliser. They've just about emptied their bench. Could have come there as the shot was taken from long range by Scott, but he didn't quite hit that the way he was hoping. He's never really got above head height for Josh Langdon.
Optimistic one there. Let's just say that.
We'll give him the credit for that.
You can see they're pressing much higher now, Moreton Bay. Got nothing to lose.
We're going to see them having to throw the kitchen sink at Gold Coast. They've essentially got 4 nominal attackers on now, as Farina is taking his place in midfield. A handball free kick for Moreton Bay, and that one was kicked away, and that is going to be a yellow card, I believe, for Inman.
I think so.
Well, if it wasn't, apologies to Brad Inman, but about 3 Knights players in the near vicinity of where the referee brandished that card, so right over for Richardson. Farina. Richardson making a run on the outside. Farina will look to cut it inside for Mitsuru.
Good challenge there. Both teams starting to look tired.
You can feel the energy has just been sapped out of them as well, and it's cooled off since the daytime games naturally, but it is still quite a warm night by recent standards at least.
Yeah, it's a big occasion as well. Obviously a lot of energy all day, so come to the 75th minute, you're really starting to feel it.
For sure, the 7 p.m. kickoff, you've been watching these games take place all along. We've got another change coming up for Moreton Bay. Sub being made ready. And if my addition is correct, which commentator maths it may not be, this could be the last roll of the dice for Cameron Miller. With 15 minutes still to go, that change won't be coming just yet as Moreton Bay has opted to play on. Feel the tension around Suncorp Stadium as a quarter of an hour remain in normal time. Mitsuru unable to find a way through Deus. Richardson not wasting any time. Fourth official tried to raise his board to signal a sub, but to waste any moments. Walters, he's upended by Ludwig, and that is going to come back. No advantage accrued for the foul, and that is going to be a yellow card for the Gold Coast Knights captain, Austin Ludwig.
Yellows are coming thick and fast now after keeping him in his pocket for the whole first half.
It was, and that is Austin Ludwig's 11th yellow card in all competitions this season.
No-nonsense defender.
I know some defenders who double-digit yellow cards in a season is seen as a badge of honour.
Yes.
And I'm just going to hazard a guess, a couple of the central defenders at the Roar would see it that way as well.
I mean, have you seen the head on Tom Aldrin?
I was thinking Scott Neville.
Oh, yeah, Scotty Nevs as well.
Well, Scott Neville also involved at Easts. As Farina takes the free kick on the second attempt. So loft that one in, header by Richardson, unable to direct it on target, and it goes wide. And now, finally, we will get that change. It is Will Edmiston coming on in number 14. Joe Scott withdrawn. Scott got through plenty of work, but just adding some fresh legs now. Great opportunity for the 22-year-old.
Looks like Zahiadis as well.
Zahiadis, briefly of the Brisbane Roar. He's come on to replace Jaden Walker. Another handy sub to be able to bring on. Edmiston, he scored 1 goal in the NPL this season. It was in round 19 against Brisbane City, but it was the game winner in the 66th minute. So, can he come through big for Moreton Bay once again, Will Edmiston? Well,
I'm sure Cameron Miller's hoping that.
Don't know if they've got the same stats in front of them as well, but it could be on now. Farina sizing it up from range, unable to get the shot away with Martin putting the pressure on. Geordie Farina tracking a long way back, hurling ball out to the right.
Good challenge there from Mattis.
First involvement for the fullback. You want that challenge to be quite controlled and confident as well, and when he gets that right, it'll do no wonders for his confidence.
It's never easy coming off the bench as a fullback, so it's good to get your first challenge in early.
Into the box, and Dylan's header wasn't convincing, but it fell to another Knights player. It's launched up to the halfway. Smith is on to Maeda, and Smith is starting to cut a bit of a lonely figure at the back.
Yeah, definitely. I think the next 12 minutes we'll see a lot of this. Gold Coast have a lead to defend, and Moreton Bay looking to get that equaliser.
Diagonal ball searched for Mitsuru, and he'll hit it first time. I don't know if he was necessarily expecting that one to go over the byline, but made pretty solid contact. Not in the direction he was hoping, but it was strong contact either way.
Gold Coast still trying to play out. Just as I say that, they hit it long.
You're learning about the commentator's curse, Corey. All forward, Moreton Bay pushing up the ball just a little bit too early for Walters, who hadn't made his run yet.
Looks like Aaron Reardon's got an issue.
As that cross goes in again towards the back post. Mitsuru rising
Got a handball.
highest, calls for a handball, waved away. And a contentious moment in the grand final.
Big challenge at halfway there, but I think it looked like a handball from Shelford Deus in the box.
Well, Moreton Bay, you can see what their supporters think about that.
Every single Moreton Bay player went up.
Oh,
yes.
that is a handball.
Wow, he's gotten away with that.
Gold Coast Knights consider themselves super lucky. And
Wow.
well, I know everyone has mixed feelings on VAR, but that is just about as clear as it gets. And
Moreton Bay
frustration.
fans are going off, as they rightly should be.
And look, you don't want to go too harsh on the referees. They've got a tough game
Very
calling it
tough,
live,
yeah.
but well, that is a very lucky break for Gold Coast Knights. And of course, converting the penalty is no sure thing, but that is a talking point now.
Massive, massive point. Very lucky boy, Shelford Deus. Just endear him even more to the fans.
For sure. And now Gold Coast, 10 minutes of normal time remaining, plus stoppages still to go. As Moreton Bay, they do look like they've got the fresh legs. So they're looking to run over Gold Coast Knights. Mitsuru.
Those subs have definitely made an impact.
And here is one of them, Sakashita Mitsuru. As he'll cannon that one off the backside of Tyson Martin.
Definitely have the ascendancy here.
And you mentioned before, Aaron Reardon looked like he might have been struggling. He's still out there.
He's still holding something though. Not sure exactly what.
And just got an update from someone in the crowd, 1,000% handball in their mind.
Can't get many more percent than that.
But this is what happens when you have games without VAR. You accept the calls as they're made. Mistakes happen. Curling cross in from Maeda from the corner, headed away by Martin. Stewart takes a second ball, closed down by Inman. He gets a cross away and dragged down there was Declan Smith. There was a handful of jersey as well, and Knights again. And a straight in behind as well. Tyson Martin straight on Naoki Maeda, and I'll tell you what, Knights now in the final few minutes are really riding their luck, because I might have been unsighted in the crowd of bodies, but from our vantage point here, Corey, there was a handful of Declan Smith's jersey.
I think it was Jordan Farina even who went down right in the 6-yard box. Looked like he got pulled down, a lot of jersey.
Well, more talking points to come. Moreton Bay, Farina, he's got a step in there at the near post, curling ball in, and it's just dealt with. And behind it goes for a corner, and
another set piece here.
And Moreton Bay fans with a bit of a Bronx cheer.
Moreton Bay are definitely pressing here for an equaliser.
And in goes, well, Farina wound up on the ground. And Martin, bit of a lucky boy to escape a card on that one as well. All right, here we go with the corner. Maeda with the delivery towards the penalty spot, headed up by Richardson. And straight through there, and Knights evading the challenge. Lugo, he was up on the halfway line, almost keeping Mitsuru company, and Lugo tried to clip it forward, and he could only pick out Inman. And well, that was a challenge that had to be made, because if Inman was there on the turn, as it was Damon Anderson who made the, again, fairly cynical foul. Knights bench up in arms asking where's the card, but
wow, it's getting very fiery out here at Suncorp Stadium.
Well, the first half finished on a fiery note as well.
You can see what it means to both teams.
I'm sure it's grand final day. The heart rate is rising just about everywhere, whether you're playing, watching, coaching, commentating.
Yes.
It's a tense finish. And in terms of grand final history as well, Corey, only one game has been won with a single goal in normal time for the winning side. Or two grand finals, I beg your pardon.
Speaking of grand finals at this stadium, this is usually best up Barisha Thomas Boyce time, 85th minute.
Yeah, that's right. Well, 84 and a half minutes. This is about the time where the Raw starts scoring in their grand
We
final.
really turn up to the 85th. So.
As we close in now, that ball played out for the sideline. Let's go down one last time during the match to our sideline reporter, Josh Masamisi. Josh, how's the heart rate?
Yeah, it's high. It is very high, James. Just one thing to note, Aaron Reardon has slotted into the defensive line as they brought Zahi Addis on to replace Jaden Walker. They're setting up with the back five, it looks like, defensively, Gold Coast Knights. Of course, that handball shout, it's a talking point that will live long into the night, and Cameron Miller, along with the entire bench, was in the face of Zach Keenan and the assistants. Rightly so, of course, as they had an argument there. So I guess you can tell a lot from the bench's attitude and body language. Moreton Bay was certainly up and adamant about that one being given. As for Gold Coast Knights, so they're looking to make another sub. Christian Byamora is pending to come on.
Christian Byamora, the substitute striker, the focal point of the attack. That shot just went wide. Cameron Miller still hoping for a late show.
They've definitely been the better team in the second half. Moreton Bay, so
they
got
have
5 more minutes.
And
looking for an
God knows
equaliser.
how much stoppage time as well, because we have had a few breaks in play as well. I think we could be looking at another 5 on top of that at the very
at
least.
5 or 6 minutes. There's been a few melees.
Passion is evident on both sides. Edmiston trying to get around Dylan, well defended by the former Western United man.
Wins the throw as well. It's great defending from Oscar Dillon.
And there is the change. Braden Inman withdrawn. And he is one of those players on a yellow card as well, so not to go too cynical here, but if you need someone to pick up a cynical yellow card, always helps having a couple more players to call upon for that.
Absolutely. I'm sure there'll be a bit of time wasting in the last 5 from Gold Coast Knights.
I thought we didn't call that time wasting. I thought we called it professional game management.
Yeah, tactical management.
There it
Call
is.
it what you want.
Although if Knights can put this one to bed through Debele, that'll ease a whole lot of stress. Debele taking on the shot from range, and he fires that one over Matt Lugo's goal.
He's looked sharp since coming on, hasn't had many opportunities.
He hasn't, but he's known to make them count. Godfrey Debele. For his 10th goal in all competitions this season. Farina bringing it under control.
Gold Coast look really deep now.
Just inviting pressure. Gold Coast Knights, the reigning champions, the 2023 premiers, playing it in for Walters, looking to hold it up. Doesn't want to be getting the ball with his back to goal now, Marquez Walters. And that was played off Farina, and despite the appeals from Richardson and Farina, that is going to be the Gold Coast throw, and as McDonald inching closer to another trophy at Gold Coast Knights. I did hear on an interview last week with Scott McDonald post-game, Adrian Pulic, the main man at the Croatian Sports Centre, gave a little plug for Scott McDonald's candidacy for Central Coast Mariners.
Absolutely. I mean, what he's done at Gold Coast Knights has been unbelievable. 2 seasons, brought a lot of success, and I mean, Scott McDonald is a winner, born and bred winner. So.
And Tyson Martin is going to pick up a yellow card now. And that is also his 11th in all competitions this season. He was actually sent off in the round 1 derby for 2 yellow cards. And time starting to tick away for Moreton Bay, closing in on 89 minutes played. Maeda to deliver. Flipped into the box looking for someone in a yellow jersey, headed away by Knight Stewart. Got the touch to it, a little bit too much on it, and behind it goes. A goal kick for Langdon. He's going to take his time. Cameron Miller just wondering what his side has to do to break down Gold Coast Knights.
It's going to be a nervy last few minutes here.
Coast Knights looking to join the list of NPL Premiership Grand Final doubles. Olympic 2013, Palm Beach 2014, Moreton Bay 2015, and Lions 2018. Debele could be looking to put the game to bed. Debele squares it straight into Richardson, gets the ball back, left-footed strike, and taken cleanly by Lugo. And he has been
Perhaps a better option to go to the corner there, 90th minute. Good to see he's still going for it though.
Well, it's that inevitable dilemma. Walters is fouled, and the Knights players and fans aren't too keen on that call, but Reardon did clip him there.
A yellow.
And a yellow card for Aaron Reardon, another player into the book. That is 5 minutes of time to be played. Knights 5 minutes away from the NPL double, the treble. They have to hold out a fast finishing Moreton Bay though. Kick taken short. Maeda looking for the ball into the box, headed away. It's Ludwig again, a massive intervention, and Martin just hooks that one away. Anywhere will do right now for Gold Coast. They've still got to see off at least another 4.5 minutes.
Absolute rock at the back today, Austin Ludwig.
Long searching ball. Header won again by Reardon. Second ball won by Reardon. And it's cleared away. Debele, he's on his bike. Brown, can he pick it up? Shot taken on. Max Brown to seal a grand final. And Lugo had that one covered as it bounced wide. And just for a brief moment, you thought that would have been an all-time goal, reminiscent James Batty 2021.
That's right, yeah. For the Lions, that was a great goal.
Here on the effects mic, the calls go for the corner, Godfrey. But first they've got to get the ball through. Moreton Bay back in numbers, trying to win the ball back. And, well, look, if the corner might not be the option here, if they can just hold on to possession. Moreton Bay, do they have the legs to close them down and get the ball back? As that header is nodded on by Debele into the welcoming arms of Matt Lugo.
This is it for Moreton Bay, last couple of minutes.
Well, Matt Lugo, he was on the losing side of the FQPL Grand Final last year with Rochdale. He was on the winning side in 2020 with Logan. Will it, his third Grand Final trip, result in more late drama? Walters is upended by Lugo.
Ludwig's on a yellow.
And no foul, that was a legal challenge, or is it going to be coming back?
He's coming back for it. Probably lucky to get away with that, Austin.
It was this. It is, in fact, a throw-in, no free kick. It's a sliding challenge from Lewin. Must have gotten enough of the ball. It goes nodded on, and Walters going for the bicycle kick. So close, and that could have been something special from Marquez Walters.
That was unbelievable from Marquez Walters. Very unlucky there.
Clean contact, just unable to direct it on target. And the golden boot winner.
Ons. Wow. He got up high.
And to try that at this stage of a grand final, it didn't come off.
Oh, it was close though.
I would say that
Great
was
effort.
barely a metre away.
What an equaliser that would have been.
Well, we talk about special moments in a grand final. Through it goes. As Walters for the ball over the top. Langdon now taking as much time as possible. Well, look, we've had late winners in grand finals. Farina, 88th minute. Michael Lee, 91st. Wenzel Halls, 89th. This would be the latest equaliser if Moreton Bay can score it. James Batty with the late icing in the 90-something minute 2 years ago. Can Gold Coast Knights hold on? The Jets with potentially one final forward foray, and that hopeful ball forward from Maeda can only find Oscar Dillon. Touch from Martin. It was a tired touch. It finds Edmiston. He's in space. He's got four options ahead of him. He picks out Mitsuru. Is this a moment for Moreton Bay? Cross into Deus. And Mitsuru sliding in to try and get the ball to it. Optimistic shouts for a penalty. That was Mitsuru lunging for the ball.
Great block from Shelford Deus.
And the tension is palpable. 30 seconds of the added 5 minutes to be played. And then we are at the discretion of Zijard Ahmedovic. Farina will just play it in, looking for Walters. He heads it down. It falls for Stewart, playing it forward for Anderson. Wynne Jones looking now, Stewart through for Anderson. He let it run through on the turn, and Reardon thumps it into the stands. This has got to be the last chance now for Gold Coast Knights. The bench, they're ready to celebrate.
The 5 minutes is up now.
Looking for Gwyn Jones, clipped forward, and Reardon is the only player in the vicinity of that one. It's launched clear. They wanted everything. They now have everything. Gold Coast Knights win the 2023 NPL Queensland Grand Final, defend their title, and complete a historic treble. Max Brown's 29th minute goal was all that could separate these two sides, and another addition to the trophy cabinet at Carrara. They've taken all three local trophies on offer. Corey Brown, what a game. It was tense. It had everything. Fierce challenges, acrobatic attempts at goal, and Knights are the champions.
Unbelievable grand final. What a 90 minutes that was. Credit to Cameron Billy. He threw everything at him. They were there for the last 20 minutes, but Gold Coast Knights too good, and credit to Scott McDonald. What a season he's had. What a coach he is, and look what it means to him. He was one of the first out in the field to hug his players. So really, really great night. Great seasons for Gold Coast Knights.
And in the first 1v2 grand final since 2018, the Premier wins again. This is the fourth time first and second has faced off in the grand final. And the Premier has won now on all 4 occasions. It was a huge moment for Knights just before the half-hour mark. And the Knights, they had to hold on for dear life at the end. And it was controversial every which way. There were fierce challenges.
Max Brown was the game winner in the end, and what a goal it was. Took it very well, but we obviously had Shelford Deus handball, very controversial.
And look, there could have been a few challenges coming through for booking as well, but let's focus on the positives here. It was an enthralling game. Gold Coast came out on top, but Moreton Bay, they played their part in making this a memorable night as well. They gave it their all, and you can see the dejected figures, but they lost, but they don't have too much to be dejected about.
Absolutely, they left it all out there. That's all you can ask, especially on grand final day. Pushed right to the end, so.
And in amongst the chaos, Josh Masamisi has been able to find Austin Ludwig. Let's go down to a very happy Gold Coast Knights captain with Josh Masamisi.
2023, a treble. What a ride, what a season. How must that feel?
Oh, it feels amazing, mate. I think you said it, the treble. We took it game by game with the Kappa Cup, the league, and then today was kind of the icing on the cake. And I don't think it was very pretty, but we got it done. That's finals football, and we're absolutely stoked.
On a personal note, of course, captain of this great club, how does it feel to see scenes like this and wear the armband for Gold Coast Knights?
Well, mate, it's a privilege for me, but for the team, I think being in Suncorp today and having the travelling fans here with us is amazing. They got us over the line in the end, so can't thank them enough, and yeah, absolutely buzzing.
That match was a fiery one, of course. Claimed the premiership by 10 points, beat Olympic in the Kappa Pro Series final 4-2, 1-0 against Moreton Bay United in what was a classic. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was fiery, like you said. I think we've had 2 draws with them this year, so this was the big occasion where we wanted to see who could take the chockies, and I think we got them.
Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy.
Well, they did get it in the end, and a little wink to the camera from Austin Ludwig. He is a very, very happy man, and it is going to be a raucous trip back to Carrara as well. And I don't think many of these guys and women are going to work tomorrow because they are going to celebrate long, they're going to celebrate hard, and it is a crowning achievement for what is a well-organised club.
Absolutely. Look at the scenes here at Suncorp Stadium. It's unreal. Gold Coast United supporters in full force. Gold Coast Knights, sorry.
Well, look, we've got to give special credit as well to people behind the scenes at Gold Coast Knights as well. You think of Adrian Pulic as well, and like the team manager, Jody Dickens, media manager, Thibaut, but special mention to Jody, who I'm sure is going to be loving life right now. Always a welcoming presence. and all the volunteers down there at the Croatian Sports Centre as well.
She's a great character, Jodie, but yeah, look, they're a very well-run club and they deserve all the credit they get and all the success they've gotten so far. Scott McDonald's brought professionalism to the club and now that's brought success, so.
It was, and boy, what a game it was. Let's run through the highlights of the 2023 NPL Grand Final, and it was action right from the start. Joe Scott firing from range and Josh Langdon getting across well as he was tested, and here is the goal and the setup work here by Ante Polyak, Corey. Just great work to tee up Max Brown, making that run in space.
And that was a decisive moment in the Grand Final right there. Max Brown goal, took it very well and obviously turns out to be a very big game player, little Max Brown.
Well, I will echo Josh's stat from earlier. That's 4 straight finals games he has scored in. He comes up big when his team needs him, and he is one of the faces of the club as well. I don't want to take anything away, but a snapshot there to be saved by Lugo. The cross towards the back post, punched away by Josh Langdon. The Knights going on the attack, looking for that insurance goal, which, again, you got to give the Moreton Bay defence credit. They held strong to give their attackers a chance to try and find that equaliser.
Yeah, that was a great save from Lugo there. Great block here.
Gwyn Jones coming across to deny Brown, who I'm sure was thinking, double! As Debele, did well to keep his feet here. I think a few players would have gone down, but he saw the shot and he just rifled that one into the side netting. The substitute had his say.
This is probably the best chance. Very acrobatic from Marquez Walters.
And what a...
We went up, we thought that was in.
Yeah, the depth perception can be funny, but Walters, well, the confidence to try that 93rd minute of the grand final as well. And it just goes what? And they've got the treble t-shirts ready. You love to see it.
Absolutely. And they deserve this.
And look, if it wasn't going to be the treble, then you know what? It would have been a fitting effort for Moreton Bay, but it is Gold Coast Knights night here at Suncorp Stadium. It has been a memorable night for all the clubs involved today. Suncorp Stadium, a spectacular venue, and Corey, we will be seeing you back here in only a few weeks' time.
Absolutely, I cannot wait. Love being back here at Suncorp, and it's going to be a great season. We've had a great pre-season, so yeah, come out and watch us and support us, and hopefully we can give you something to cheer about.
Well, if the Australia Cup run is anything to go by, there will be plenty to cheer about. You can check out tickets and memberships on the Brisbane Roar socials as well. But for now, it is going to be the night for Gold Coast. Scott McDonald is down in front of the Knights flag as he is just having the time of his life. And I think that is most relaxed he's looked all season as well, as they've gone for everything. He said it in the interviews. They wanted everything, and look at some of the non-playing members as well. Brandon McMorrow, formerly of the Roar Academy. And
exactly. Look, Scott, he wants success. He doesn't mince his words. He knows what he wants, and a very professional guy. And look, he's got the chocolates tonight, and yeah, really good.
It certainly is, and that is going to be the image of the season as well. The treble t-shirts and the celebrations are going to go long into the night. We've got the presentation to come now. The stage is set, and I'm hoping the Knights players are going to be able to be pulled away because they're just enjoying the adulation from their fans as well. For the time being, Moreton Bay, look, they're only going to be on the up and up from this as well, because second place, massive progression, their first time back in the finals in 5 years, and we've got to give them their due credit as well.
Absolutely, this will be a learning experience for all the players, and especially Cameron Miller, rookie coach, to make a grand final in his first year. A lot of credit has to go to Cameron Miller. He's done a great job with this team.
For sure. The presentations are set to start momentarily on the pitch at Suncorp Stadium. Just awaiting those now. The Gold Coast United women have made their way back to the pitch as well.
It's a very entertaining grand final, that one as well.
Yeah, so we'll run you through the scores from the 4 matches tonight as we prepare to move over. The first match, the Macca's FQPL men's game. Surfers 0, Winnemils 1. Macca's FQPL women. Brisbane City 5-1. The only game that wasn't decided by one goal.
Well, Brisbane City women's team has been a powerhouse all season. I don't think they've won by anything less than 5 goals, really.
Yeah, I think their net goal difference on the season reached about plus 133 or something. So it was a perfect season for Brisbane City in the league, 23 for 23. Steph Latham capped it off with goal 53 of the season. And then in the NPL women, it was East's crowned champions of the NPL women. A 1-0 win over Gold Coast United. Gold Coast United falling in the grand final for the second time, but Sarah Evans building on Alex Bundelow's work there as well.
Not to Lions this time, though.
I know, first time since 2018. And now, as the teams are out onto the pitch, we are ready to go down to the presentations on the pitch. Let's hear from our ground MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, what about the energy in the NPL men's and women's grand finals? Hello, my name is Brad Wood from B105. I'll be your master of ceremonies for this presentation ceremony where we will crown our champions and runners-up and also medal winners tonight with NPL Queensland grand finals today and also FQPL 1 grand finals today for both the men's and women's. It's been a packed day here at Suncorp Stadium, very successful as well. And joining me for this is Football Queensland CEO Robert Cavalucci and also Football Queensland board member and former Matilda Amy Chapman. What an incredible day of football we've witnessed. Of course, these 4 massive matches coming home to Suncorp Stadium. It's been a really big day, and on behalf of Football Queensland, we hope each of you have enjoyed a great day out today, and we thank you for your support, not only of this event, but of course your ongoing support of football in our state of Queensland. So thank you very much. We'd also like to acknowledge the players, coaches, volunteers and support staff of NPL Queensland clubs who made this season possible. The volunteers at every level of the game throughout the entire state who've worked incredibly hard to deliver another fantastic season. Thank you for everything you do for the beautiful game in Queensland. It is safe to say that 2023 has been one of the most significant years for football, not only in our state, but across the country. We welcomed the biggest ever edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup right here on home soil. And this very stadium played host to some of the largest crowds of that tournament outside the matches at Stadium Australia in Sydney, showing that Queensland truly is a football state. And what a fitting end to such a momentous year to see our state's best footballers run out today on the very same pitch where the Matildas made history, booking their place in Australia's first ever World Cup semi-final in that penalty shootout against France in the quarterfinals. Now, as we commence today's NPL Queensland Grand Final presentations, I'd like to first acknowledge the achievements of our match officials who have today officiated these two nail-biting grand finals in the NPL men's and women's division, and whose appointments to these games are testament to their hard work and high-quality performances throughout the season. Our game truly would not be able to happen without our referees, so thank you to the match officials from today's games, but to all referees who have played such an integral role in the delivery of the 2023 season. Give them a round of applause. We'd like to first invite the NPL Women's Grand Final match officials to collect their medals. Coming up are Taylor Brotherston, Vicky Clark, Ellie Smithers and Hamish Cannon. And we now like to invite the match officials from today's NPL Men's Grand Final to come forward. Congratulations to Ziad Ahmetovic, Oleg Labuj, Cameron Fawcett and Zach Keenan. Well done, guys. Please join me again in congratulating our grand final match officials for their outstanding work today and throughout the entire season for football here in Queensland. Now, unfortunately, in every single grand final, we have a winner and we have a loser, what we call them today's runners-up. Thank you very much. And they should be very, very proud of their displays. In the first NPL Women's Grand Final that we saw, Gold Coast United secured their place by pulling off a big upset. We have to remember that against Lions FC, the last champions of NPL Queensland Women's in their semi-final clash. And they were one of the most consistent sides all season. So please join me in congratulating this year's NPL Women's runners-up, Gold Coast United. Let's get them up here to collect their winners' medals.
Park yourself under the final banner for a photo. Thank you for a fantastic match in the NPL Women's Grand Final. Can we please once again congratulate our runners-up, Gold Coast United FC. And in the NPL Men's Grand Final, our runners-up had some of the loudest support in the land tonight, Moreton Bay United. They qualified for their first NPL Men's Grand Final since 2017 in a season where they pushed the best in the league, including the Premiers and today's opponents, Gold Coast Knights, to claim a spot in the top two. Please get loud once again and congratulate our NPL Men's runners-up, Moreton Bay United, as they come forward to collect their medals.
Well done once again, and let's congratulate our runners-up in the NPL Men's Grand Final, Moreton Bay United Jets, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to turn our focus to the NPL Women's Grand Final. What a grand final that was as well. And we drew to a close yet another extremely entertaining season of women's football in our state's premier competition. Now, before we present the grand final champions, it is time to acknowledge one particular player who was integral to her side's performance today, and she wins the NPL Women's Grand Final Player of the Match from Eastern Suburbs. Congratulations, Emma Starr. Well done, Emma. Yes, please. Thank you. Your team will join you in a minute. Thank you. Congratulations once again to the NPL Women's Grand Final Player of the Match, Emma Starr. And now to today's NPL Women's Grand Final winners. They rounded out a fantastic season with today's outstanding display. Eastern Suburbs FC, and very loud fans too, booking their spot in their first ever NPL Women's Grand Final this year, thanks to a strong season where they finished top 2 in the league, and they recorded some impressive results along the way as well. We'd like to invite the players from Eastern Suburbs FC to come forward, and their captain, Sophie Person, to say a few words, along with collecting their winners' medals. No worries. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulate them once again, the NPL Women's Grand Final champions for 2023, Eastern Suburbs FC. And now Football Queensland CEO Robert Cavalucci and former Matilda Amy Chapman will hand over the winners' trophy to Eastern Suburbs FC. Champions of NPL Women's Queensland 2023, Eastern Suburbs FC. Now it is time to move on to our final match of the day, the NPL Men's Grand Final. What a season. It had it all, didn't it? How good was it to watch the best two sides in the comp battle it out for the ultimate prize here this afternoon. We would like to invite forward today's NPL Men's Grand Final Player of the Match. He was outstanding, and he scored in 5 consecutive Grand Finals. It is number 10 from the Gold Coast Knights, Max Brown. Now we have to talk about today's grand final winners. and your supporters are still here. Get ready to get loud for them, guys. Gold Coast Knights secured the club's first ever NPL Queensland Premiership this year. They dominated the league with their on-field success, also going on an Australia Cup run to the round of 16 after a number of strong seasons in the state's premier competition. 2022 Grand Final champions Gold Coast United, Gold Coast Knights have today claimed their third NPL Men's Grand Final trophy in 5 years. It's a remarkable feat. They've got their treble shirts on. Welcome them up to collect their winners' medals. The champions of NPL Men's 2023 Gold Coast Knights. We got the captain of Gold Coast Knights here, Austin Ludwig. These guys seem to follow you everywhere, mate, aren't they? Amazing, hey?
We're very lucky to have him here. Just a quick few words. I'll keep it nice and short. To start with, Moreton Bay, thank you guys for keeping us on our toes all year, all the way up until the last minutes tonight. You gave us such a good run, so thank you. Couldn't do it without you. To Football Queensland and all of the staff, the referees putting on the day, and throughout the year for being there to do it all. We couldn't do it without you either. But most importantly, to our friends, family, and the Gold Coast Knights supporters, thank you guys. We couldn't do it without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain of Gold Coast Knights, Austin Ludwig. And now we join with the rest of the team, your champions of the 2023 NPL Men's Grand Final, Gold Coast Knights, to receive their winners' medals. Well done, boys. Congrats. Congratulations, Scotty. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Congrats. Well done. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a massive round of applause. The 2023 NPL Men's Champions here in Queensland, Gold Coast Knights FC. The winners' trophy will now be handed over by Football Queensland board member Amy Chapman. Give it up for the 2023 NPL Queensland champions, Gold Coast Knights! Congratulations to Gold Coast Knights FC and to all our team.
And that is the final act of NPL season 2023. Gold Coast Knights completing the treble with a dramatic 1-0 grand final win. And that also completes what has been a massive day at Suncorp Stadium. Congratulations to Wynnum Wolves, congratulations to Brisbane City, congratulations to Eastern Suburbs, and finally Gold Coast Knights. And that is also going to be it for season 2023 on FQTV. Thank you very much for your company right through the season. I'm James Coggan on behalf of myself, Josh Masamisi, Adam Cattle, Alan Kroll, all of our co-commentators, Corey Brown, Mariel Hecker, and everyone at FQ. We thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a production of Double Take Sports for Football Queensland. The football continues this off-season, and we will be back for season 2024. Enjoy the off-season for the time being. Good night.